Last year, I watched someone close to me finally hit six figures. Their account showed six zeros. They felt financially safe. 3 months later, half of it was gone. There was no accident, no emergency, just one problem. They listened to everyone who sounded confident. A coworker said crypto was the next big thing. A relative pitched a guaranteed opportunity. YouTube ads sold them the dream of trading. Each piece of advice sounded smart on its own. Together, they turned into a mess. Now they're rebuilding from the ground up. What took years to save disappeared in a few months. And this isn't just one person's story. It's a pattern. People grind their way to $100,000, then assume they've already won. The truth is, that's when the real game begins. First, understand this. If you've saved $100,000, you're not average. You're already ahead of most people. But there's a trap here. The habits that got you this far, saving, saying no, being disciplined, aren't enough to grow wealth on their own. At this point, the game changes. The rules change too. And people who don't notice that shift often end up giving their money right back to the market. The decisions you make over the next few months will shape whether your $100,000 grows over time or slowly slips away. So let's walk through this in the right order. Move 1. Give yourself a 30-day pause. When people hit a big milestone, the first instinct is to rush into investing. It feels like the money needs to be put to work immediately. That sense of urgency is where most mistakes happen. Before putting this money anywhere, ask yourself, do you have any high-interest debt? Do you have cash set aside for emergencies? What are you actually trying to build over the next 5 to 10 years? If you can't answer those clearly, you're not ready to invest yet. You're ready. Give yourself 30 days. Let the emotions settle. Then make decisions with a clear head. Move 2. Build a safety net. Before focusing on growth, you need protection. Keep an emergency fund separate from your investments. This isn't about returns. It's about stability. If you're single with steady income, a few months of expenses is a good baseline. If you have a family or unpredictable income, you'll want more cushion. This buffer exists for one reason. So you're never forced to sell investments at the worst possible time. It keeps you from making rushed, emotional decisions when life gets messy. Move 3. Fix the leaks. If you're carrying high-interest debt, it's like trying to fill a bucket with holes in it. You can invest all you want, but as long as money is leaking out through interest, progress stays slow. Paying down expensive debt isn't exciting, but it's one of the most reliable ways to improve your financial position. It gives you more room to grow later. Move 4. Use tax advantages wisely. This is where a lot of people quietly lose money without realizing it. If you're ignoring tax-advantaged accounts, you're leaving future growth on the table. These accounts are designed to let your money compound with less tax friction over time. That may not sound exciting, but over decades, it makes a meaningful difference. The opportunities reset each year. If you don't use them, that unused space doesn't come back later. It's not flashy, but it's one of the simplest ways to keep more of what you earn. Move 5. Keep your investing simple. The financial world loves complexity. New strategies, hot picks, next big things. But simple approaches tend to hold up better over time. Broad market exposure, low costs, long-term consistency. It's not dramatic. It doesn't make for great stories, but it's effective. Trying to be clever often adds stress without improving results. Sticking with a steady plan is usually what compounds quietly in the background. Move 6. Spread your risk. If all your money depends on one idea, one asset, or one market, you're taking on more risk than you probably realize. Diversification isn't about being fancy. It's about balance. Different assets behave differently at different times. When one struggles, another can help soften the impact. The goal isn't perfection. It's resilience. Move 7. Build a system you can stick to. Emotions are part of being human. Markets go down and fear shows up. Markets go up and greed sneaks in. That's why systems matter. Set up automatic investing. Make your plan run in the background. Decide your rules ahead of time and follow them. When your process is automatic, you don't have to rely on willpower every month. You remove a lot of the emotional noise from your decisions. Often, the biggest risk to your progress isn't the market. It's getting in your own way. Final thought. Turning $100,000 into long-term wealth isn't about luck. It's about having a clear process and sticking to it over time. People who skip the basics often end up starting over. You've already done the hard part by getting here. Now it's about making sure this milestone actually leads